Well, good evening, esteemed jury. Really glad to see you all here. We are getting started in a minute. Hi, Purvi ma'am. Glad you could make it.
Hi, Aruna. Is the echo, I guess.
Your voice is breaking a little bit. Could you try telling me something again?
So are you trying to say something?
There is sort of like an echo.
Yeah, there's a let me fix that.
Sure.
There's a lot of echo, Purvi.
Is this better now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So
All right. Once again, a very warm good evening to everyone present here. First of all, hearty welcome to our esteemed jury and all of the talented teams who made it to the go-to-market Skillathon. So first, let me welcome all of you to the official kickoff of today's go-to-market Skillathon. I really appreciate the time and effort that all of you took to be here. So without further ado, let's start the event of the day. All right. So before we begin the event, let me quickly give you a brief of what exactly a Skillathon is. A Skillathon is an event where the top performing learners demonstrate their understanding of a skill and application of the same in the context of a real world product idea as part of their learning journey to industry practitioners and other learners. Now, Now is the most important part of the day, welcoming the esteemed jury for the day. First up, we have Jagannath Sir, who is the Vice President, Marketing ThoughtWorks. A hearty welcome to you, sir. Now, we have Mr. Praveen, Principal Product Manager, FI. A very hearty welcome to you, sir. And finally, we have Ms. Purvi Sharma, Head of Product Marketing, Onyx Global. A hearty welcome to you as well, no?
here,
Now,
Aruna, I'm so excited.
Before we begin, I would actually like to hear from all of you, starting with Mr. Jagannathan sir. Would you like to share a few words about what your expectations are going to be of today? What do you have in mind for today's special event?
Thanks for this opportunity, Aruna. I think I've missed this a couple of times before, and I've always regretted this, but it's good to always interact with this kind of hackathon sessions where people come up with some absolutely wonderful ideas. It'll be good to listen to them, and hopefully, with all the years of wisdom that I've lost my hair with, I can give some guidance. It'll be really worthwhile and worthwhile for people who are there listening to us. But lucky to also have a very esteemed panel. I'm really dwarfed by their accomplishments, and I've seen them on their LinkedIn profiles. Absolutely wonderful people. So good to listen to them as well. And hopefully it'll be a good afternoon spent. Thank you.
So much for that, sir. Really appreciate it. Now, Mr. Praveen, sir, would you like to share a few words about how you think it's going to work for you today?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, thank you, Aruna, for inviting us. And thank you, Jaggi sir and Purvi. Saying this like it's early morning here, 5:30 a.m. I'm from Austin, Texas. And I hope I will not be disappointed for sure. This sort of session is like quite learning always. I've been part of EMBA 2018 while I was in Bangalore working with VMware. So I've been on the both side, and I can feel like the excitement what other side also having. Saying this like my few criteria would be definitely on the pricing and how you overall look at the GTM. Quite excited to see what next you're going to bring to the table.
So good to know Praveen is ex-VMware, so like me.
Yeah, Jaggi.
Yes.
So, Praveen sir, thank you so much for that one extra step, because you just mentioned that it is 5 a.m. there. So I can only imagine the level of curiosity or the dedication that you're showing to just be part of today's panel. Really appreciate and really thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And yes, now let's hear from our final jury of the day, Miss Purvi Sharma. And would you like to address the crowd?
Yeah, thank you so much, Arunat. Thank you so much, Mr. Jagannath and Praveen as well. It's such a pleasure to be part of this platform. I guess I've been, with you guys before as well. I think it was some COVID time, but yeah, great to revisit. I'm really, really excited to what is, there to unbox in today's Skillathon. So yeah, really excited to see what all the participants have to bring the new strategies that they are working on, and the new thought process. I think that would be a great learning, and I'm really excited for the show. So yeah, let's bring it on.
That is that was a wonderful brief, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. I can feel the enthusiasm that you're bringing here. I hope it is infectious to the rest of them as well. Thank you. Now, yes. Now let's move to the next stage, which is a few quick guidelines. Of today's event, how the entire structure is going to be. As our esteemed jury is already been made aware, today's presentation is basically going to be for 10 minutes. Each team gets 10 minutes to present, followed by 5 minutes of feedback and scores given by our jury. So the timer will be, will be paused at 7 minutes, wherein I'll be giving you a heads up at 7 minutes. And that means that you will have 3 more minutes to finish to wrap up your entire presentation. And then towards the end, after each respective team has finished their own presentations, the jury can ask their questions. Please note that only the jury can ask questions to the participants of the presentation. And here we have an additional bonus of the audience also being able to vote. However, the jury scores will have higher weightage. Now, without further ado, let's meet the presenters for the day. All right. Now, first up, we have team one, which is Shweta, Divya, and Suril. So, team, whenever you're ready, please let me know and I'll start the time.
Hi, sorry, I was under the impression we were last. I'll just start up. I'll just share my screen. Just give me a second, please.
So how many teams do we have, Aruna?
Four, sir.
Hey Aruna, as per the schedule, actually one of the member is out for some important work, and we thought we need to join by 5. So can we just display it at last only? Because in the email our schedule was at last. If that's okay with others.
Give me a quick second. Let me check on that. Just a quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi team. I'm so sorry about this. So one of our team members is caught up with some personal issue, and like I said, we were under the impression that we were towards the end, so we had prepared accordingly. Is that okay if we can move it around?
Should be fine. Unless until they are able to figure out who's going to come first, so we're fine with that.
Yeah, I'm really sorry for that.
That's okay.
So here, honestly, team one was initially decided to be, Dinesh, Kirti, and the others. However, I did not see them join it. which is why we shifted Cyril and Shweta as team one. So let me actually quickly check with all of you.
Yeah,
Uh,
Aruna, actually,
hmm.
it's going to be only me because both of them have some personal things to be taken care of. So I think for today, only me is going to be present. So if
All right.
this is okay,
All
I
right. Not,
can. Yeah.
no, an early heads up would have been nice, but no
All right.
problem.
Okay.
Can
I
take it.
thought, okay, fine.
So would you be okay to go first, Rachel?
Yeah, I can. I'll do.
And the jury, shall we proceed with that? All right. Thank you for the thumbs up. All right. So
Sure.
Rachel, I will quickly allow you to share your screen, and once we're ready, just let me know to start the meeting.
All right. Perfect. And just a heads up, there might be some background music would be going on because I have come to a festival here in my hometown, so please excuse me about that.
As long as it doesn't interrupt your
Ah,
presentation.
great. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Perfect. So, shall we start the timer as well? Or I'll just give a quick intro about the GTM, what we presented during our session. So it's actually health mesh. So we presented the GTM for health mesh. So health mesh is basically an AI powered end-to-end healthcare platform that connects patients, doctors, lab assistants, and other pharmacies into an unified ecosystem. So why health mesh? So today we see patients struggling with fragmented care apps like Apollo, 1mg, and those are actually not really, unified app. So they actually manage medicine separately, appointments, reports, and expenses separately. So basically, the whole platform itself is fragmented. The whole thing is fragmented. So we wanted it to be put into an unified ecosystem so that this can be useful for the users who is actually going to benefit from this. So what we solve here is we bring everything into this, especially it is actually customized to be an accessible app where people doesn't have to be tech savvy or something to be on the app or use the app accordingly. So this is one thing. And the market research and the competitor analysis we did. So the total market which we saw here is 21 billion, which is actually growing in a pace of 27 percentage. And our focus is actually the 6 billion people who are actually suffering from the chronic disease, because this app is designed basically for chronic disease care. Chronic management platform. So this is the addressable market which we saw, and what realistic target we have fixed here is 320 million is what we are trying to capture in a 3-year gap. So what these are the competitors which these are the indirect and direct competitors which we saw who has a similar apps or that platform according to us. So what gap here we saw is no single app today offers a complete or integrated healthcare experience. So that's what we are trying to solve. So this is the holistic comparative analysis which we have done here. So each and every player solve parts of the problem what we are trying to solve, but they don't solve the whole problem as a whole journey. So that's what. And if you take a look, Practo actually lacks in the pharmacy integration into the app or the platform. 1mg lacks the chronic tracking and the other vital tracking dashboards, which we are trying to implement here. And when it comes to Apollo, it's a bit expensive when we compare it among the other apps in the market. So yeah. So the segments which we took here is we actually focus on 4 different key stakeholders here. One is the patient, caregiver, doctors, and the lab technicians. So our core customer is the chronic patient who actually struggles with coordinations, the who actually forget meds, who doesn't properly maintain papers and the documents of the whole history. So this is one, and we have also taken the caregivers as as a target because they are often the what we call the real decision makers when it comes to parents. They actually monitor their parents health, so that they are considered as the I mean decision makers. So that's what we are trying to see here. And the next one is positioning and messaging. So what positioning we are doing is, our positioning is simple. So your complete health companion. That is what our total positioning is all about. So we differentiated on 3 different things. One is simplicity, as I already mentioned. We want to make this app or the platform to be simple, that even a 50-year-old or 55-year-old can actually know how to use this app and how to interact with the app with ease, not actually getting tense while using the app. So the next one would be the all-in-one experience, where we combine all things like even medicines, the lab tests, the vitals, which is recorded during the old or the previous session. So those things will be getting into this itself. So next, the reach, the positioning, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to do an offline reach. This is because what we try to do here is we are trying to put hospital reps or partnering with pharmacies to onboard patients in the platform itself, so that the tech literacy actually is not a barrier for the people who actually struggle with the techs. Sorry. Yeah. So the GTM strategy is basically, our GTM strategy is heavily based on offline first, because that's where we can actually build trust when it comes to healthcare or hospital management. So that is what we wanted to try to get into offline marketing. So more than 65 to 70% of the of the GTM strategy or the money goes into the offline marketing through hospitals, through pharmacies, and the field reps, which we are trying to get into. And 30% will go into the digital scale, where Google ads, where we'll run Google ads, YouTube channels, and other promotions like WhatsApps. So those things and all we'll be putting into. And the route to marketing is what we are trying to do here is we scale through strong partnerships. Like we partner with clinics, we partner with the hospitals, not necessarily to be top tier or MNC sort of hospitals, but tier 2 or tier 3 hospitals, which we are trying to target. And the pharmacies, the lab laboratories, and the insurance people partners as well, because we want to integrate everything into this app itself, so that even the insurance claims are at ease for the users. So this is what we are trying to. So if we ask, or if you ask, how these partners will going to be benefited, so there are two things how these people are going to be benefited. Is one is the revenue sharing method, where if someone is referring or recommending this app or the platform to the patient or the user, so those people will have a revenue share in order to uh, benefit them. And also there is another thing where we can actually increase their patient throughput. So that's what we are offering here. And the demand generation, what we are trying to do here is we actually meet users where they are actually. So let's say these users will be mostly in hospitals, pharmacies, or the local community. So we go there, we talk to them, we get to know what they are actually uh, wanting to get in order in the healthcare. So those things and all,
Sharmeen, you have
yeah,
2 minutes left.
2 minutes. Got it. Thank you so much. So, and I'll just run it through. This is the content and marketing strategy which we are trying to do. So we focus high on the search because, I mean, search in the sense where like if someone searches diabetes management app, so those things and all, we once they type, we try to make our app or the platform to pop up before, I mean, in the beginning itself. So yeah. And the paid marketing, this is the project out amount which I have taken. So this is basically based on the CPC, that is cost per click. So for each channels, so what will be the cost per click, which will be given to the influencers or the other marketers who are trying to market these, I mean, market our app or the product, what we are trying to do, and CPL per, I mean, cost per lead and cost per acquisition is what I'm referring to. And when it comes to the growth marketing, so growth marketing is kind of a loop what we try to build here, where referral comes in, doctor recommendations, and the pharmacies tie-ups is will be creating a natural virality among the localities where we can pull in more users into the, I mean, into the app. So yeah. And social media thought leadership. So this is basically how we segmented each channels for each audience, where Instagrams and other stuffs are for the caregivers, and WhatsApp is mainly for the retention, where we will be sending reminders to the people, I mean, to the users, where their consultations are pending. So those kind of things we'll be doing. And the budget is totally, I've taken 500K for it. Most of this goes into the offline marketing, as I already mentioned. That is the billboards, the hospital rep network, which we are trying to build in order to do so. And
Right,
yeah,
Sharmeen, your
yeah,
time is
I'll
up.
run it through.
You can have 30
Conclusion.
seconds more to wrap up your thought.
All right, perfect. So conclusion. So as Health Mesh, as a team, what we are trying to address is a massive and growing problem which we are trying to solve. So the whole, I mean, the whole market is actually fragmented. So we try to integrate everything into a single app where we can serve it with a purpose. So with a strong, let's say for GTM, with a strong or a offline presence with the GTM integrated product, we are uniquely positioned to win in this situation among the other, I mean, other people who's present in this market. So yeah, this is it for now, and we'll go ahead with the questions of.
All right. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for that,
thank you,
Sharmeen.
everyone.
All right. Now, yes, let's move ahead to the feedback from our esteemed jury. Jay, sir, would you like to take the lead?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Raj. I think brilliant presentation. So this is a, I would say, pertinent need as we speak for
Yeah,
healthcare at this point in time. Yes, you identified the problem, which is fragmented services. Each of these people trying to own one component of this whole healthcare stuff, which is either appointment led or delivery or pharmacy or whatever, right? So in
yes,
fact, I'm surprised. It's exactly a very close friend of mine has actually got a funded startup in the same space, exactly this, and maybe a little more around this. Already
okay,
implemented and started. It's called CureBay. It started out to Bhubaneswar. He's an ex-Google and Microsoft guy. Anyways, so that said, but I think the critical challenges, right? So in my opinion, I think you're spending a little more to begin with from a CPA in terms of 350 or whatever. And what would be your, because the thing is you cannot address everyone with the same thing. So you have to create segments where you want to go first, how you want to price this whole thing, where you want to get your numbers. I think one missing link I didn't see, probably I missed it, was diagnostics. Diagnostics is a critical chain in this whole activity. So while
Okay, that's where I mentioned laboratories. So it
laboratories,
covers all the things, yeah, diagnostic, like
of course.
from X-rays to blood tests. So
Yeah,
everything will be
so
taken care into the
perfect,
system
perfect.
itself. Yeah.
So yeah, so this is therefore I'm saying, so you can have an app, but you should mean something to somebody, right? So you cannot it cannot mean everything to everyone, right? So you need to know, rather segment the market. Um, is it for rural people? Is it for underserved people? Is it for the urban folks? Is it for who is it, right? And
Okay.
who are the people who will like to target? So first, I would say the effort should be in creating laser focused segments that will appeal to this, and which are the lower hanging fruits, which is where you will test your whole this whole end-to-end engine, right? Starting
Got
from
it.
doctor to the report and
Yes,
records, blah blah. So
correct.
this whole thing will be there. But that said, great presentation. So I have particularly no specific red flags in this. I think it's about identifying the right positions, pricing the right stuff for the right people. But
Correct.
obviously, it's a large effort. I mean, one thing is to have a great idea, but actually, an implementation on the ground is extremely difficult in terms of getting all the people on board. There are behavioral issues of how people and doctors manage, how customers don't want to use online or digital mediums to interact with doctors. You still want to see people. You need to look at how you want to do telemedicine, remote. So a lot of things, right? So the moment you have a technology-led pharma or healthcare delivery, there need to be huge behavioral change from the end customers as well as the doctors, right? So that is the larger hurdle you'll face eventually. But
Okay.
that's that. I think pretty good job, great effort.
Got it. Thank you so much. Actually, uh, just because you mentioned, I am taking it as not just one of my project, but I'm trying to implement into the market. So I'm in talks with Mr. Shravan. If I'm not sure if you know him, so he is the managing director and group CEO of BPL Medical Technology. So I'm in talks with him in order to get more feedbacks on the app. So I'm currently building the whole app with Figma and like sort of a prototype what I'm trying to build. So that is what I'm trying to do. So this app basically takes care of the whole thing from the beginning to the end, where we can actually, I mean, carry out the expenses, how much expenses has been spent in a year or let's say 6 months. So those things and all will be also tracked through this app itself. So yeah,
Also, remember, it's a regulated space, right? Government, healthcare,
correct,
a lot of laws. You cannot do so many things. It's very defined in terms of what you can and what you cannot do. Therefore,
correct.
you'll have to wade through those kind of
Yeah,
challenges as we speak.
correct.
But thing is, it is,
ABTM
yeah,
compliance.
the whole idea is, while you have a larger integrated thing that you spoke about, it's again not the question of trying to boil the ocean and try to do everything like on day one.
Got it.
It's
Got
about
it.
making sure that you break down the effort and win those things one at a time. But it definitely has a great merit, and it is, if this works, this app can definitely serve countries which are third world countries where healthcare is even more broken down in, say, Bangladesh or Africa or those kind of countries, right? So this is the great potential in
Got it.
those places as well.
Sure.
So yeah, good effort. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
I'll
Thank you
let
so
the
much for
other
your input.
folks, other Purvi and Paveen to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Raj. Good content. I would say a lot of information you have gathered and put across, and a
Thank you
lot
so
of
much.
information with the context of what is this sector required. But from the GTM perspective, a few of the things has the positive input to give you, though. One of the things like the price points is not so clear.
Okay.
You have been using rupees and dollar across.
Dollar, correct,
So
correct.
the
Yeah.
last slide itself was shaken there because
True,
you're
that's true. Yeah.
but everything on rupees and dollar
Okay,
fluctuations comes in. Second is
correct.
like I'm not. You mentioned about offline marketing, but your focus was showing a lot of YouTube, Instagram, and all.
That's the
You
30%
on
of
one. Yeah.
Sorry,
You hit
sorry.
on an important thing. Yeah, I saw that. You hit on one important thing. The trust is very important in this sector. And I was looking at how, as a GTM, right, how you're going to get and address that part of it. That focus is
Okay.
something very critical in this sector. And you rightly mentioned the app you have developed. Very good to see that as part of the application thing. But because of this session is on about GTM, so I'm just pointing on that aspects and talking about. Roadmap is very critical, as Jaggi sir has mentioned about, because this is very vast area to cover, right? So has the MVP, you need to plan for the GTM. That's very, very critical how you're going to approach one by one, right? That's what something few input I can mention about. If you want to counter and give some input to those things, feel free to tell now.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your input, sir. I will get to it. Yeah, as you mentioned, I have to build a roadmap for whole lot of things here, because even during my last session, I got this feedback from our professor as well. So yeah, thank you for the input, and I'll work on it.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, Raj, thank you so much for this presentation. You've put together everything really well. Kind of covered major points. Defined from defining target group, what is that you want to do, and also going in terms of positioning. How you want to position this, because one thing for sure that there are so many apps, be it financial field or anything else, like for example in finance you've got cred, Upstocks is doing something else, and whatnot. So everything is like, always you have to, for doing one single end-to-end process, consumer has to download n number of apps to do it. So if you get something together, I think that totally makes sense, and this is how Indian audience really work, right? They always look out for one-stop solution. So I think that's definitely very well thought. One thing that, I kind of, echo with Praveen, and also, so at the same time is about trust, establishing trust. I think it's the most critical point here. And your focus, as you mentioned, is too much on offline, and India is
Yes.
a huge country. I was really trying to understand that, what is your micro and macro strategy, to go and reach out to those particular audience. Like, why on first page should somebody download your app? Like the why question. I mean, you've definitely talked about a lot of things, but that why is not coming out very clearly. So I think that's very, very important. How are you going to establish this trust, and how are you answering this why, for the people? And second thing, help me understand. You said your focus is a lot on the offline side, and it's a big market. So how are you thinking about doing it? You would have like sales or MRs all across the country. How are you thinking of what is like a micro strategy here?
Okay, so I'm really sorry I lost track here somewhere. This app is basically to start with the rural population is what we are trying to focus right now, and there we are trying to establish a hospital rep sort of thing where field workers or personals will go to the community centers, pharmacies, partners pharmacies, and hospitals in order to get, I mean, patients on board into the platform. So that's where we talk about the tech literacy, the barrier where we try to break, as well as the trust barrier. What we'll be providing to the users in per se. So that's where we are trying to, get into the market. I mean, ask the user to download the app into their mobile phone. So that is what we are trying to target right now.
And can you take me back to your revenue model?
Sure. So this is basically a short revenue what we try to put in. So freemium is nothing, just zero, but they won't actually get priority in order for the consultations and those things. They will have some sort of services, but the services would be limited. So The care is basically for a single member, where only a person can manage the whole thing. So when it comes to the family, care is actually for a single person as well as a caretaker. So these two users will come in. And when it comes to family, it can be a family of two to four people. So that is what we are trying to. And partner is like for this for
Then
the
sorry.
admin part. It's for the doctors and the lab. The lab partners. So that's what we are trying to put in.
Okay. Okay. So just an understanding, I think
Mhm.
we have this macro view right now, a micro view on breaking down, how this revenue model, when you're saying how are you projecting, and then when the break even would come, and what is the kind of population, what is the the bigger number in the funnel that you're trying to target, and then going through the funnel. I think
Got
that
it.
would be a good to add. The why is not very strongly coming in that given the fact they're already well established, application. Of course, you talk about one-stop solution, but I think the why has to be double down on why should somebody really choose you. So again, it again goes back to the trust factor. So it's a Venn diagram that's all connected
Correct.
together, right? So
Sure.
I think that would be my point of view here. Otherwise, overall, very good thought process. How you try to define things one by one, giving the focus to offline apart from online. And even from the online perspective, one thing that I notice, it's all table stakes that you've mentioned when it comes to
Correct.
online, be it influencer, be it PR, be it
Mm.
like what is a new thing that you're talking about. Like if you really have to create your own space, it is very important to innovate, not just in application but every stage, right? Be it marketing, be how you deal with your partners, and what kind of partnership, what is above and beyond they will get. So you have to think through about everything, and always think through from a point of view that how can you be different in this, and what is other people that they're doing. So I think those are the few points. I maybe we can double click on that. But
Sure.
overall, definitely a very good attempt and good way to think. How you want to consolidate the whole thing and move forward. But maybe with those few double clicks, I think we should be in a better space. So yeah, thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much for your inputs.
Just
I'll
maybe
stop
one
this.
point is the choice of when you say rural folks. I would
Yes,
say
sir.
chronic folks will be chronic patients would be for I would say the age group of 60 plus or whatever. So choice of media in terms of Instagram, YouTube, just evaluate those.
Okay.
I'm
Sure,
not
I'll do
sure
that,
if
sir.
we are strict
So
with
I wanted to focus on the media part basically for the caregivers thing. So I sort of mentioned somewhere, but yeah, thank you. I'll take this as an input and work
yeah,
on. Thank you so much, sir.
cool.
Thank you so much to all three stream juries for their helpful feedback. Now let's go forward with the scores for team one. So, Jagisa, would you like to give them your score on 1 to 5?
1 to 5, is it? I like to give him a 4 out of 5.
Uh, thank
Thank you
you.
so much, sir. Thank you.
Puri ma'am, would you like to give Raj's score?
I would like to give him a little abstract, but 3.8.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Purvi is being very stingy. She's not being generous.
That's good. That's good in a way, to be
Well,
honest.
if
Yeah.
everyone too generous, there won't be any fun. So that's fine. Ma'am. Praveen sir, would you like to give him his score?
Yeah, I'm planning to give all in integers, so I'll keep it 3.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Raj.
Thank you, Raj, for your presentation, and
Thank
thank
you,
you so
Arun.
much, jury. Now it's time for our audience to do their part. So this is the QR code to cast your votes for team one. So audience, I request you to scan the QR code and cast your votes. You can have 20 seconds to do the same. All right. Thank you so much, audience, for your valuable words. Now let's see how Raj has gotten his words. So for market and competitive analysis, segmentation, targeting, and positioning them. For GTM strategy, RTM strategy, and budget plan. For sales enablement plan and demand generation. For stakeholder management, identifying key channels and promotions and growth strategies. For marketing strategy. For key success metrics. For the presentation quality of the overall project. All right. Thank you so much once again, jury, for the feedback and the scores. Thank you, Raj, for your presentation. Now
You
let's
all. Thank you.
now let's move on to team two, that is Akansha, Mahidhar, and Chaitanya.
Oh, hello. Can you see me and can you hear me properly? Actually, I'm not able to hear. That's fine.
We can hear you, but we can't see you though. I mean, I don't know
Okay.
where are you?
You can't,
Yeah.
can't see me?
Oh yeah, we can see.
Now is it okay or still any problem?
No problem.
Okay, perfect. I will share my screen and will present quickly. Perfect. Yeah, can you see my screen as well? Hello.
Yes, sir. We can see you. See your screen.
Yeah, perfect. So
Thank you.
Just a quick second before you start. May I request all teammates to have your camera on? Perfect. All right. Now, when you're ready to start, Chaitanya, let me know. I'll start the timer.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm ready to start. Please start the timer. Yeah. So good evening and good morning, juries, and good evening, everyone. So my name is Chaitanya, and along with my teammates Akanksha and Mahidhar, we have worked on a strategy for go-to-market presentation for a product called as a Smart Home Pro. So basically, it's an IoT-based appliance which is related to the three main aspects like appliance control, energy monitoring, and security systems via mobile. So we had done a market study, so which tells us like the overall market for this smart home system automation is about 50K to 65K crores. And the enablers for them is like a rising disposable incomes. People are more convincing towards the smart home and the IoT appliances and the fast growing interdependent long-term security reliance. So that's the thing. Then potential customer base is 5%, which are early adopter targets, and near about 3 to 5 terms of horizon, we are trying to, I mean, those are adopting to the smart home basis. So these are the early adopters, and the tier one cities are the major customer base which we can adopt to this, but we are targeting to the tier two cities also because many tech advisors are there. Then key market trends we can see like the security surveillance devices, the cross winter battle protocol, and the 5G availability. That is the major thing. Then energy monitoring is the one good point, and the one is the Make in India initiative, which enables the low cost and the domestic IoT manufacturing solutions. So what we can see key opportunities as is like untapped mid-income segments, like the typically middle class households want some secure and some smart things into their home with a low cost and affordable budgets. Then security, many of the many of the children now, students now going to the NRI and now going to the foreign countries, and they want some security. Even some people who are not living with their families, they also expect some security for their families. And again, tier 2 expansion, like due to the major projects into the tier 1 cities construction projects. Now there are some outskirts projects are also there outside the tier 1 cities, and those areas have been not been covered with the security concerns. So they also want some security at that point. So that's what we can see. Then we have also done some competitive analysis. So major competitors are Philips Hue, Amazon Alexa, and HomePod Mini. And we can see like they are covering many features, right from the generative AI assistance to the local set of voice-based control, and some of them are also focusing on the privacy. But we can see some fragmentation into these competitors. Like we can see like into the Philips Hue, there is also scalable ecosystem, and they also covers with the security. But Alexa do covers it, but it's costly, so it's not that kind of a famous what we can see. And same goes for the HomePod Mini as well. And they have some weaknesses related to the premium, related to the pricing and reliance on the third-party hardware and limited compatibility. So this is how the market positioning is. So we want to position our smartphone into the affordable pricing and target white space owners like that. So that's it. So we have understood the three personas. First is Arun George, who is mid-level IT professional, typical middle class, and who lives into the Nasik, which is a tier 2 city again. And he research extensively. He prefers no-cost EMI. Then he compares the options, and family safety is non-negotiable for him. And also he wants some he's a price conscious, so he want to reduce some electricity bills. And he had just bought some new house and have shifted into him. He's a tech savvy as he works into the tech industry, and he wants some one app who can manages it, and he can also see his house. And he can basically wants to cover all the aspects like security, energy, and appliance control like that. So that's one thing. The next is the Ram Sharma, who is again a small business owner. But for him also, the security first is a mindset, and he also prefers research first within his friends and or on a social media. And he also prefers some payment system like a no cost EMI. And he don't expect any more tech savvy kind of a thing, but he just wants all these things to be into the less tech savvy kind of a thing. So he prefers communication on a call as compared to all other online services. So for him, his priority are like again the security. Then he should reduce the higher electricity bills. He has elderly parents at home, so he wants to be feel secure and care more careful. So like that, his things are there. Then if we go to the third persona, it's Chidambar Gokhale. He's from Delhi, and he owns the construction business. And his priorities are like he's a techno savvy, and he visits all the construction sites. And he also wants his customer to give some smart home solutions, but which is affordable. So that's what the thing is. Then for these persona, they includes the from top to middle class. And for them, we are positioning our smartphone pro, which covers all three aspects, and which we are also giving them the into the IoT based package. Then we position our product with our competitors, and we can see like we are mostly covering all the three systems, that is smart home, security, and utility, as compared to all our competitors, and which is also used for the tier 2 to 3 cities, and with 2 to 4 BHK homes as well. And it covers
Chaitanya, you
appliances.
have 3 minutes
Yeah.
left.
Yeah. So that's what our main product is, and then I will hand over to Akansha for explaining next part. Thank
Hi,
you.
thanks a lot, Chaitanya. So we're moving on to the target audience, and we very carefully chosen the target audiences with we're not going out and targeting tier one cities because people who are already in tier one cities they have access to a lot of these monitoring hardware plus software kind of apps that is already existing in the market. And the goal is to go out and let the people who don't have access to such things and let them know that, hey, you know what, you don't have to compromise or burn a big hole on your pocket just to have like a safe appliance on your in your home or your shop. And also, why you must have noticed we've been focusing a lot on energy savings right from the beginning. It's because there was a very silly rumor that was going on when the war came, and people were like just going out and telling there's going to be an energy lockdown. So which is why we thought that, hey, you know what, it's a better feature to have, which kind of monitors your entire energy spends, your unit spends that happens, and keeps you kind of aware, hey, you know what, or probably when you're away from your home, the app kind of points out that, hey, you need to shut down, and there's going to be an auto shut off and shut on. And definitely the safety conscious families, because if someone has an elderly parent or kids, they want to make sure that if wherever they are, if they are at their workplace or if they are at their homes, they want to make sure their place is just well secure. Can you move on to the next slide, please, Chaitanya? Thank you. So as of now, we've gotten three price packaging. We've got one that starts from about 4,000. The second one goes for 7, and the third one goes up to 11. The only reason we've kept that slightly expensive than the other two is because it has geofencing automation, and it also has a 90-day cloud storage, which the other two ones will not happen because we are trying to buy that much storage for the customers as well. And they can have smart plug, they can have up to 5 smart plug appliances. Can we go on to the next slide, please? And moving on to the product channel fit, we have taken up a good mix of the digital and social channels. And then we want to tie up with these tier two construction sites, because we want to make that awareness over there, hey, that you can have access to an appliance that covers your home. And when you have the
Can I have 30 seconds additional to wrap
Oh,
up
I
your
do?
thought?
Okay, great. So I just want to move on to the next slide. And further, please. Yes, and to enable the whole the sales plan, we want to start with having society demos and go on to the construction, the builders and developers, and tell them that, hey, you know what, this is how we can install it in their sample flats. And then we do home expos, and retail shops is like a must because we want to go ahead and definitely tap on to small business owners and experience centers and expos that happen. Can we go on to the next one, please? And I think we can skip this as well. Right. So going on to the budget allocations, we were allocated about 800,000 of marketing and GTM budget. So we have chosen digital influencer and offline kind of heavily allocated over there, because obviously everyone starting from the most remote place also now has a phone and access to internet in India. So we have really micro influencers that people still do follow on Facebook and YouTube, where they're watching their videos, and definitely the ads as well. And when it comes to offline, we want to make sure that your ads are displayed all in the right places. You have these BTL solutions where you go to your general shop, you have a small sticker out there, or if there's a bus that's going on, we want to cover every possibility where a product can be highlighted. Can you move on to the next slide, please, Chaitanya? So obviously the key performance matrix that we have.
Akansha, actually, your time is up. 30
Okay.
seconds is
All
over.
right.
So
Okay. Yeah.
we can,
Thank you.
thank you so much, both of you, for your
Thank
presentation.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We can now move on to the jury feedback. Jaggi sir, would you like to take the lead?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Akanksha and um Chaitanya, right? So yeah, a wonderful
you.
Yes.
presentation.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So great. So couple of observations, and observations as in just thoughts. The first thing is when you said market, you put a like a huge number for a market size.
Yes.
Now, when you the category that you play in is a smaller segment of that. So when you say, I don't know if what did it say? Did it say how did you qualify the market share? If you go to that first slide, did you say home automation? Did you say IoT devices? Did you say connected homes? What was it?
Can you go on to the first slide, please?
Yeah, that's 50,000 crores or whatever, right? Yeah. This is urbanization. What is this market share and what is this number for?
This number is actually covered for all other products that are existing, and that's how much, people are spending into buying, let's say, any IoT adoption for home security or something like a smart Alexa.
So, okay, that's my point again, right? So you need to find out what is the addressable market. It cannot be all of it. Starting Alexa
Right.
is just a voice-based thing that can play music for me and read my news. Is also a device, which is a
Right.
huge segment of that. While home automation, rather what you're talking about, home automation, which is connected
Right.
device, IoT, sensors, security, alarm bells coming onto your phone, so those kind of things, right? So which is one. So that is, I'm saying you need to know exactly. You cannot just say throw a number saying
So,
67,000 crores,
yes. So I
right?
do have, I think I'm
There must
pretty
be. I'm
sure
sure. I'm
it
sure
has
there is.
the TAM SOM
No worries.
and the slide right there. But I can tell you the numbers that we had.
No. I'm sure there is a number. I'm saying I'm not debating
Right.
whether the number is whether you have the number
Yeah.
or not. But I'm saying for us, when you present this number, it is always good to have a finer segment saying that this is
Right.
the overall automation market. These are the
Hmm.
kind of adoption trends, like you said, 5%
Hmm.
adoption, whatever. There's only growing CAGR of 30% more every. An indicator would be Alexas
Right.
are growing, Alexa is being sold. So there's some indicator, like leading indicator saying
Hmm.
what are the devices that are leading this thing, and therefore what is it? And it is
Right.
bound to happen. For example, today, I would say when we bought fans for a new house,
Hmm.
older times you had fans, regulators, switches. Now we all of us have
Right.
remote control fans. So
Remote
that
control.
was right. So that is one. So obviously there is a huge trend as the younger generation comes in. This home automation is going to be default.
Right.
It's going to be something
Yes.
that will come and be your like as
Hmm.
you put your lights and switches and fans, geysers. These
Hmm.
things will be part of it.
Right.
Now, the second thing, when you compare yourself with other established players like Philips and Amazon, whatever, what prevents them from lowering the price? Right? You could say that, okay, I'm cost effective, and how do you then? Because they are huge, they are massive
Hmm.
players, they have the
Yes.
biggest network, they can kill you in no time.
Hmm.
Right? So how do you should have a strategy which says, how do you make sure that your niche or what
Hmm.
is it that you offer
Hmm.
sticks with people and therefore you stand out? And what is that? It's a debate for a separate time. The other thing that I possibly missed, or maybe I don't know if I didn't hear, is while there is a lot of acceptance for these things, you should also look at developers to pre-install these things as part of the house of the offer. Which means
Hmm.
that today, for example, premium villas and premium houses come with automation built in.
Hmm.
Why not the two bedrooms and the one bedrooms that you spoke about, which are part of
Right.
the tier two, tier three towns? Where, see, I don't mind. I will probably be hesitant to install wiring, blah blah, for after I buy the house. At the most, you'll install a security camera with a bell that probably does a few things. But
Right.
if this thing were to be embedded when the house is being built, pre-wired, pre-set, and everything is aesthetically designed, and
Hmm.
therefore I'm buying a house of 50 lakhs, I don't mind paying 51 lakhs.
Hmm.
But that 1 lakh separately, which is always to be bought, is a big hurdle for people who don't justify. And
Hmm.
as we are, we will always find reasons why not. Because we'll have chowkidar. We'll justify chowkidar hai apna, at
Right.
the security, most those kind of things, right? But that said, you need to also look at the like OEMs. When I say OEMs, I'm saying the original house providers or the builders or the developers to be also be integrated into this, so that becomes like your OEM that
Yes.
goes
Right.
with.
Right.
Otherwise, well thought through. I think I like the persona bit very well. But
Hmm.
then again, so when you said you had three types of personas, Anu George, Mr. Bodgule, and whatever somebody else.
Yeah.
The portfolio is 3 crores, 5 crores premium guy.
Hmm.
But then what you need to do is you need to, again, you cannot talk to everyone. As a product owner, you cannot be saying everything to everyone. You should
Hmm.
say of these kind of profiles, maybe Anu George is my persona. Anu George is the person who's living in tier 2 town and who's
Right.
maybe 35, 25. He may be, I mean, if that is the target audience or the other person, the next level target audience. You
Hmm.
should say, what is my market category? How big is this market? Who are the people? What is it that they want to do? And
Right.
then drill down, saying Anu George ko market karna hai, to what do I say? What is her motivation? Why will she buy it? What is her current behavior? And how do
Right.
you position product to her, right? And therefore, then you figure out the optimum price point, and and the journey goes on figuring out how you want to reach her. Otherwise, overall, a good job. There is a good market for this, but
Hmm.
again, always, while we replicate any of these products that are established, you should always look at competition, which is like massive, right? The Amazons and Philips, so they are like huge companies with huge networks.
Right.
They can gobble you up in no time. So how do you, and that always, I may not have the answers now, you may not have the answers, but as startup founders, you should always be mitigating risks on those kind of situations where, I mean, all that Amazon needs to do is to launch an Amazon Lite. If they're
Right.
currently marketing at 30,000 bucks, they can launch one at 10,000 bucks, and then you're off. Then you're
Hmm.
gone, right?
Right.
So those kind of things also have to keep in mind. But otherwise, a good job. Thanks for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I think Jaggi sir have mentioned so many good points. I have few observations to Chaitanya Akansha. You mentioned a lot of context with the information about the competitors, how they are doing and all. But one thing which is not clear to me is like the segment what you're taking is rural. That's what you mentioned, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you give the
Tier 2 and
rationale
tier
behind it?
But I did want to, we wanted to start with founder-led sales, because obviously when it comes, if you're looking at smaller towns, you want to go in and, tell them that, hey, why you need this. Let's say, I'm talking about a smaller state like Kerala. People have these very small houses and like builder floors. And in terms of security, they don't have a lot. And obviously the newer buildings and gated communities, they have watchmen, and they have those they have cameras, but they are like single angled ones, and two or three, maybe just the entrance. You don't know what's happening right outside your house, or or even let's say if you are a business owner, even like a sari shop. And this actually came from when I spoke to this person named Ram, and he wanted to keep an eye on who's going in. And they have this very famous term called as galla. They want to keep an eye on what's happening in their shop, and they didn't wanted to do it at a very large cost, because that comes with like multiple camera setups. So that was the rationale behind that. This is what's not touched. Obviously the larger cities, they have access to so many appliances like that.
One more point I want to add, like why tier 2 and 3? Because if you see into the tier 1 cities now, it's mostly crowded, and people are preferring to live into the tier 2 and 3 cities, which are connecting to the tier 1 cities. So there we can see some market opportunity now. And tier 1 is obviously we do have a market opportunity, but tier 2 and 3 cities are also now becoming uh, a better place to live. So that's what.
How much data point you're talking about while saying this? Like Arun is one guy, but what about how many counts you have taken the primary research for this? Is it only one person?
No, Arun is definitely the ones that we got access immediately to speak to. But we are talking about anyone who is working in the same field with kind of
No,
the
no.
same.
My question, Akansha, what is the count you have did for the research? How many people interview or the primary research or second research you have done for this?
We're talking about at least 7.5 lakh people.
Or you spoke to or got the information from?
No, got the whole data points. I actually used a
Okay.
friend's. He's a business analyst, so I asked him to download it for me. So
Okay, got it. So it's second
right,
research with that. Okay.
yes,
So Kerala is a fine example you use, but I must tell like they have a lot of Dubai money and they are good spender. Okay.
yes,
They have
yes,
very big houses, no one having small house. They spend everything on the houses, which I have seen it.
right, yeah,
But saying this, one more thing, right? As Jaggi sir mentioned about competitors are has such they can go with the low cost items and they can kill it very easily. What is the unit cost you have been mentioning about in that? It's not matching with the I think 3,500 is the basic product.
It's
What is the unit cost
4,000.
you are talking about here?
It's no, right above it.
Can you give a rationale of this 3,999? What you're mentioning about? What is the unit cost coming? What's the production cost you're thinking about it will be coming up? And how much the ROI you'll be making?
Yes. So the production cost right now, I'm looking at about $1,800 because we looked at outsourcing it from China, obviously, and we looked at a couple of sellers, and obviously there's going to be an app as well. So considering the app and so we are looking at somewhere about ROI of 800 rupees on per product.
Okay.
Yeah.
On with 1,800 with all production,
No,
800 is the profit you're making. Okay.
yeah, $800. Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, thank you so much, Kansha and Chaitanya. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Can you clarify me once again when you mentioned two things? One you said is like rural, and then you said rural market, and the other one you said it's tier 2 and tier 3. So do you really think that for rural market, I mean, it's like a new category creation altogether.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not easy, and it's not easy, and it's always right and good once you have established market and become part of it. And then once you have this cash flow and then you reroute it for the other new categories is like my 2 cents. So yes, I mean tier 2, tier 3, I mean it's the new Bharat for sure. I mean that's the right way to think about it.
Hmm.
But the first potential would always be the first set of cash flow you'll always get from the tier 1, because they are the educated customers. They know the thing of it, that what does automation really work for, and they believe in this home automation. So for if you just go ahead and go into the rural category, start creating a category on its own, I think it's going to take a very long time. And then you have like this big honchos that you just mentioned, and even Mr. Jagannath and Praveen are just talking about the same, because the time we all looked at it, we're like, oh my god, you got players
Yeah.
like Amazon and all those. So and then you're trying to build your space there. So first, definitely a very good thought process. This is the way to go. In India, we basically do a lot of things, and these trends, we follow what really happens in US. So in US, if you see right now, obviously home automation is like everybody's thing right now, and India is getting to that pace. So this is definitely a right product, but for this product market fit, I think it's very important for you to go back and see that. The second thing is, you can always think through two ways. One is like you start from scratch and do the 0 to 1 journey, or maybe have a very smart key fact feature that probably nobody in this automation industry are really doing, be it Amazon and others. And you develop just that, and then become part of it, and have a partnership. So that would like just expedite the whole go-to market, and the cash flow for company. I mean, that's another way to think.
Yeah.
Until you have too much of patience to build everything and you have a category creation and whatnot. So that's also one way to think about it. And also when it comes to safety, I think it becomes end to end. So more than going straight away in category creation and establishing D2C, I think it's also good if you focus on B2B with the construction thing. So working with those construction companies and think from an end-to-end perspective, right? I mean, from the app like Adda, and because the safety starts from there, and then you go inside the home as well.
Right.
So maybe if you can think through around those lines as well, would be great, in case you don't think that you want to do something specifically for Amazon guys who are already well established.
Right.
So yeah, I mean those would be my key points from my side, because most of them have definitely been covered by Mr. Praveen and Jagannath sir. So yeah, I mean that would be my add-on. It's not always that you have to create from zero and scratch. You can be smart enough to always see established category and then how can you get inside it. So would be my 2 cents here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Definitely.
Ratings.
Thank you so much, Julie, for your feedback.
So my ratings, I think good job overall. Minor gaps, minor things that could be addressed, but I'm sure you would have thought of it, but didn't come across. Also, okay, my other only advice to people is when you have 10 minutes, right? Show us 4 slides. We always this greed of trying to put a lot of stuff and then nothing registers. The best presentations are always for 10 minutes, not more than 4 slides, and that's why. Anyways, that said, I would like to give you folks 3.75.
Okay.
Yeah, as Akansha and Chaitanya, as Jaggi sir just mentioned, I was not sure about whether I can give this sort of input on presentation, but that's what actually I felt so. There's so much information you need to pass through and run through. But saying this like on base of just a GTM strategy, I'm not looking on the other aspects. I would rate you at or give the score on 2.5. All the best.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I think there could be a lot of new things that can be added to it. We can all simplify this information here. And there's definitely, way to go from here, but I would rate you overall 3.5 now.
Thank you.
Praveen is being very stingy here, not just be a little benevolent.
Thank God. I thought I'm the only one here taking the fractions.
He's being
To
very
be
harsh
to,
on these young people. You just need to,
to
whatever, you
be
need
to
to
be
motivate.
specific, to be specific, it's not about I believe how much out of 5, but it's like compared to
Yeah.
others, how much
No,
scoring in
absolutely,
Skillathon.
absolutely fine. Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But okay,
And
just small point. I have a 6 o'clock hard stop. I need to go someplace, but that's just FYI.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
all the juries. Now we have the poll here. The audience can go ahead, scan the QR given and cast your votes for the team. Thank you so much, audience. Now let's take a look at the votes that will come in from the team. Thank you so much. Thank you, team, and thank you, jury, for your feedback and scores. Now we have team 3, Rohit and Shashwati. Whenever you both are ready, who is presenting, please let me know and I shall start.
Good day, everyone. This is Rohit, and Shashwati is with me, and she'll be joining and presenting the screen.
Hi, just give me a second. I'm sharing my screen now. Can you see the full screen?
Still loading.
Rohit, can you see the
Yes.
screen?
Yes.
Yes, I can see now. Yeah.
We can see it.
Great. Okay. So, as per the recent feedback, we don't have four slides yet, but we have a short presentation. So I'm going to start now. My name is Shashwati, and we are presenting One Health Nexus. This is a similar idea that we have discussed recently. It is about a simple problem that we are trying to solve, which is there is no centralized system to store and access patients' records in India. And I came across this problem when I recently moved here, and I was living in UK, and I was using NHS and all their government services. So I realized this system is not really actively working in India, and I was trying to build that 2 years ago. So I thought maybe why not use this idea same in this project as well. So let's see if we really need this here. The problem that I've spoken to some of the doctors and patients and even my family members, they have the similar records of problem that we have noticed, which is fragmented medical records, scattered data. Doctors have they have struggled a lot with finding a right cure for the patients because they don't have a previous history of it, and then they don't have past prescriptions. They don't have what of tests they have done before, so they have to retest everything. It's lots of time, loss of energy, money, and all that. So we are trying to sort that with a simple solution as well. This is another I don't know if you can see this slide quickly, but this is a response from patients that I have interviewed some of the people around me as well. They have mentioned that how they collect their data is basically collecting on papers, on PDFs, on emails, and that's majority of people are collecting their data on paper as well. Even I do, for me, for my family members as well. So one solution is, again, one platform for all medical history to collect under one platform, under one app. And the solution is very simple. It is literally just collecting the data that you have collected with your doctors and your hospitals under one platform wherever you go across the country. Again, market attractiveness, it's very vast market. I will not be explaining all this again. It is kind of 1.4 billion Indian population and $6 billion healthcare market, everything all together. This seems like something we can really build on. Moving on to the competitive, we are researching on some other existing platform that is currently working, including Tata Hospitals. They are using some of the similar softwares. The main problem and the market gap we are noticing is that not all these softwares are connecting together. So bigger hospitals, they have their own softwares, but they are not connected. And it's no use if every time they have to like come back and forth with the data. That is our advantage. We are trying to create one unified solution and connecting all these softwares, or at least creating a fresh software with all the smaller clinics and smaller hospitals to start with. I mentioned about the target audience earlier as well. It was either we are targeting urban professionals who are age 25 to 45, who are tech savvy. They can use apps. They know how to use softwares and apps online as well. So we're targeting them. We're also targeting senior citizens who can be assisted, and we will able to train them, make the application user friendly, super easy to use. And obviously if they are in a chronic conditions and extensive medical history, they need family access as well. So we are going to use that. And obviously family caregivers who are able to access this on smartphone. Go-to-market strategy is that we are going to initiate with Indian audience who are targeting solo practitioners, small hospitals. Now the payments and all those things are kind of a little bit tricky because we are trying to go for government fundings as well. But for now, because that is not the scope that is the scope of the future, we are going trying to get some kind of payments done from either hospitals or from the patients who are urgently looking for this. Rohit, would you like to continue and take over this one, please?
Sure. Thank you, Sasha.
Yeah.
So we have compared the market and the revenue analysis for the existing. There are many applications, many hospitals are having different EHRA, EMRs, but we have compared doc1 and mockdoc. So DocOn is something which is being used by the small clinics, and what we are targeting is the small clinics and the nursing homes and the solo hospitals run by the solo doctors. So DocOn is something which is being used, and it's not giving everything which the patients need and the doctor needs. It's just a simple app which is giving them just of the uploading the prescriptions and giving reminders to the patients. That's it. And MockDoc is something which is EHR, which is being used by the bigger hospitals. And again, there is no integration with the different hospitals, and patients cannot use it to show the documents if they are going to the nearby clinics. So they have to again take all the documents with them. Next slide, please. Sasha, next slide. So the go-to-market strategies that for the product positioning we have is something which we have the complete medical history. We can access anywhere in the world and anytime. The pricing model is basically we are targeting the hospitals with the some features with which will pay, and the patients will be adopted organically, and there will be a freemium model for the patients. And the launch campaign would be the multi-channel launch and with the digital marketing help partnerships and the influencer outreach. Next slide, please. So demand generation and route to markets for the patients, it would be the app stores, social media engines, and from the direct and also from the search engines, direct consumer acquisitions, corporate wellness programs where we can use our we can use the B2B partnership with the employers and the employees for the health benefit program. There they can understand what is the benefit of this kind of apps and the softwares. Hospital partnership, this is for the future scope, but we'll definitely look for the integration with the existing EHRs, and we will be providing our own systems to the hospitals for the complete integrations and usage. Next slide, please. Social media edition, we will be using it for, we have a 3 content pillar. We'll be using it for the educational purpose, awareness, and product value. Product value shows that how we solve these issues for the consumer, for the patients and the doctors. We will have the demos, features, and real usage cases.
You have 3 minutes left.
Sure, thank you. Paid media, we can use the social media ads or app stores, search engines, and optimizations. Capture high intent users on Google, and the goal is to increase the downloads and the sign up for their apps. Next slide, please. Media plan and budgeting. We are looking to allocate 40% of our budget, marketing budget, basically, for the social media ads, Google search, and app store ads, influencer, and partnership, which will help us to promote our app within the consumers. Spend focus is basically on the awareness so that patients and doctors are made aware of the system and they can make a best use of it. Consideration is the educational, and we will also be looking into the R&D stuff where we can do more research and development for the product. And the conversion is through the app stores and the search options. Key performance indicators would be the cost per install, consumer acquisition cost, and conversion rate. And retention would be day 7 to day 30. We are taking about that. Next slide, please. Yeah, that's it from us. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. I will try to go back again because we still have 1.5 minutes left. So I'm going to speak a little bit more. So we do not, on purpose, we did not put any kind of budget because we don't know how much budget we need exactly to get started on this, because this is going to be a vast project. We would like to start with something on the lower level so we can get this platform out and running immediately with a smaller area, maybe try targeting some places in a smaller town or maybe a part of Mumbai or something like that. And then we will see if we can generate some kind of revenue out of it, and we can showcase how good the product is actually working or not. And then we can scale up our budget and ask for, higher amount of money around that for funding, or even for like government fundings we are looking for. Our end goal is to make this platform free for every single person, like users, and it should be paid either with government funding or hospitals. So that is the main goal. But for now, we are keeping it around 100 to 300 rupees a month for patients who are absolutely okay to pay something just to get their documents straight. And that's us for now, and we are under 10 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, good job. Thank you. If I may start. What was not very clear to me was the offer itself. So you're saying that you're going to centralize all medical documentations for all patients at one place, which can be accessed across hospitals, across stuff, right? That's what that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, people are having people visit different doctors
Got
for
it.
the
I got it.
different
So
diseases.
basically, it's now like, for example, if I'm a Manipal patient, Manipal can access my stuff, but maybe tomorrow I go to say Fortis. Fortis will not have any clue what Manipal has, right? So that is the challenge. Now, this is a problem. In my opinion, is not a private sector. I mean, I've read a lot of this and in this stuff and whatever, I can give you some stuff. So this is not a problem that a private sector entity or an organization or a effort can solve. It's like what we call as DPI and DPG, digital public infrastructure and digital public goods. Now, digital public goods, for example, Aadhaar. Can a private entity create an Aadhaar equivalent? No, because Aadhaar has to be done by government. And then how you monetize Aadhaar, how it is percolated down as a service, which is what we call a digital public good, is when I get authentication for everything that happens across. Because that only government of India can give me a unique identity with my biometrics and with my whatever. Therefore, likewise, today as we speak, like NHS equivalent in the country is something called Ayushman Bharat, whatever that, the ABH, whatever the program. They're exactly creating the same thing. So they're creating they'll give you a 10-digit ID, and then that infrastructure will be created by the government of India. Like I have a PAN card, I have Aadhaar card. Like for example, now even if you have kids in India, you'll have an APAR card, APAR ID. Like every student, for example, has an APAR ID, which means that that number, if I go to the DigiLocker and put my number, I've accessed all my digital records, like my 10th class, 12th class, whatever, all my educational records are all, or whatever, my degrees, certificates, whatever, at one place. So this digital public infrastructure has to be created at the government level. NHS equivalent is our Ayushman. It is still nascent. It is a need of the hour. I think it's high time we had that thing. But I don't think also, remember, there will be trust issues. Why would an individual, like I'm okay to pay $5,000. Why 200? Why 300? To keep my, to keep for safekeeping of my medical records. But why do I trust you? Who are you? Right? Why should I trust you? Because this is extremely private data which people may not trust. I mean, this is next to my life, right? I mean, I can possibly give my OTP and PIN, but I will not share my medical records. So these are plus interoperability. How would you ensure that your system talks to multiple other entities, be it government, private, whatever? It's a massive effort. So I don't know. It is a challenge. I know it is something that needs to be addressed. It is being addressed at the government level. But what private entities can do, for example, if the equivalent of Aadhaar, right? And Aadhaar is being used as the source of truth, right? Aadhaar is a source of truth for identification of every individual in the country. It's 1.4 billion identities. I can create services on top of that. I can create authentications. I can create offerings. I can, by authentic, I can give you loans. By authenticating, I can give you something. So this is the ecosystem that you need to build. So my submission would be that we have to ride on the Ayushman Bharat, that whole thing. Then you create offerings and services around that to make sure that people are, then I don't mind paying $300 for me to make sure my records are updated every day, some services on top of it. So that is when there is a revenue model. Today, I don't see a revenue model in this. This is a need of the hour, but you're charging something to me, but at one level, you say the 1.4 billion opportunities, there are 1.4 billion people who are likely to do this, but that is not what it is. The problem is something else, right? So I leave it at that. But at least a thought, I really appreciate you guys have put some thought into it. But it's a question of extending this to the next level. It's not identifying the problem. This is more like, see, also I tell you what, so everybody has a need. If you ask me, for example, do I know my last health checkup, or my health checkup in 2022, I have no clue. I don't even have the documents. Unless I go to the hospital and figure out, oh, you pull out the stuff, they will also not know what. Well, it's like all hodgepodge. I know it's hodgepodge. I'm sure Sashwati would have had first-hand experiences, as you explained, that this is what is the challenge, right? And like NHS, for example, is far more smoother. Likewise, in the US, whatever, they have their own stuff, which is therefore this is while a problem exists, but I'm not sure as private entities we have a solution to this. It has to come down to the government, but offer, as I said, layer of services to use that ecosystem rather than create the ecosystem. So that is my point. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
That
you.
was the main goal, was that when I mentioned that we are looking for government funding, it also means that we are looking for somebody to adopt us under that Aadhaar umbrella. So then it
I
will
think
be
Umang,
easier
it is
for
Umang.
people to move on.
Sure. Cool. Okay, thanks. Got it.
Yeah. So Rohit and Shashwati, thank you. I mean, like you explained it very well, mentioning about what it is. I was again as my focus on GTM strategy, so I'm looking on that aspects more with the context. So my question is like, what is your North Star goal going to be on this with this applications with the GTM and other things? I said North Star goal, you understand, right? What is your future plan going to be? But this is for one thing which I understand. Correct my understanding. There's something which will have all the prescriptions. It can be just like someone taking a snap of it and storing it so that it's a document reading it. I hope that's what it's coming as an application. If not in large scale with as Jaggi sir was mentioning about, but it could be like just scanning and you keeping your records completely, right? And then tracking it. So what is your North Star goal going to be after this?
So once we have the records in place and doctors are using it with their, using giving their medications to the patients, and patients are reviewing that. So we have a plan to integrate this with the pharmaceutical, the insurance companies, and with the other integration with the other hospitals, where, for example, one patient visits the another hospitals for different disease, and one, so they don't have to. So that kind of integration we are looking, and we will be putting it together with the different hospitals for the patients, and doctors will be able, and we definitely there will be different features for them to access their records, and that is what. Anything you would want to
Okay.
add, Sasha?
Yeah, I mean, North Star, I was thinking about it. That's why it took me too long to answer it. Like, what will I look forward to building this app would be, I just want to make this, whatever we are working on, it is not, I don't want to limit this to just an app, but I want to solve a serious problem. So why not bring an NHS for India with this app? That is what I'm looking for. So whatever that means. So whatever that means, that's my North Star.
Okay. Can you explain on this KPIs which you have been mentioned about? What will the key KPIs you'll be looking at out of all these things, if so?
Key KPI is obviously to start with how many downloads we are getting, how many users are using this, and if they are using it, can they upload at least 5 of their documents hassle-free without facing any trouble? So that's the first, because we are looking for patients. So that's the main KPIs we are looking. And how many people are genuinely interested with the mass feedback we will start collecting through some kind of surveys or meeting them face to face. How many people are genuinely really would be able to pay for it? And obviously they are facing issues, but they are not bothered with it. So how many people are really want to pay for this app and get started, at least give a push? So that's the main thing we are looking for. And obviously the other technicalities like customer acquisition cost, how much it's going to cost us and all that.
Okay. So basically, Shashwati, you mentioned it's a free of cost to the customers, right? And that's why I want to understand when you're keeping this KPIs with cost per install and customer acquisition cost, how you are going to rationalize that. So that was my question related to.
Yeah, so it's just going to be a transit. So this is going to be the first phase where we are going to charge customers. So customers are patients who are going to be on the platform. So we have to charge them initially because we need to figure out why an hospital would sign up with us if there is no government involved, because they have their own softwares. They don't care about if their hospital is not connected with other hospitals, but patients do care. They want to collect all this information. So we need to start with patients first. And end goal is to keep this completely 0 rupees for them and then take fundings and get paid through other platform, other hospitals and all, other side. But that's why I wanted to make it very clear that first stage, we are going to charge patients.
Okay. Thank you, Shashwati Rohit.
Okay.
Hey, thank you so much, Shashwati, Rohit. I think you guys did a good job in putting this together. While you were explaining all this, I also got a bit confused, and I think I have a similar point, like Mr. Jagannath sir has. Is you saying that data would be transferred from Fortis to, let's say, some other competition, and you think like they all are competition, right? Every hospital on these private sectors are competition. Why would they really want their data to be transferred on first place? So it cannot be done without a government play for sure. And I'm not able to really clearly understand how we would, get to that point. But yeah, I mean, even for an individual, for me, it's hypersensitive information, right? I don't want it to be circulated around without my consent, and so
Yeah.
definitely the
So
offering and the core offering, has to
this
be
is
very, very
going to
clear.
be, I should have added that one more slide to it. We created a barrier to entry section where we wanted to make sure that your jury would know that this is going to be a hurdle for us to move ahead with it. Because obviously your sensitive data is going to be collected. And then obviously how a patient would feel to let that happen on that first part where they are collecting and adding all their data there. So that's what I wanted to add, that this is the first thing that is a barrier to entry is, I don't know, whether emotion where people are not comfortable sharing their data, number one. And second, why a hospital would be interested. So that's why we are trying to reach smaller hospital clinics, something which is connected to either partly connected to government or maybe they're independent, something to start with. When that is still need to figure, we still need to figure it out.
No, Purvi, this is like, you know what, if your data is like available, like car insurance stuff, right? So you get out before your car insurance expires, you get call out some phone, so many guys calling you or giving you loans. Just imagine data is available. Sir, आपको dialysis चाहिए, जल्दी हमारे पास आइए, we'll give you a discount. Or you want a open heart surgery, we'll give you something because we know what has happened, what has been diagnosed, right? So
My
obviously this will
God,
be
that
very,
would
very
be
tough.
such a disaster. I mean, there's so many stringent rules
Yeah.
even if you talk about US. I mean, maybe India definitely has to develop in this particular part, but in US, it is ultra confidential. You
Oh yeah.
cannot pass on that information.
It's encrypted. It is like heavily
Heavy.
guarded, right? Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
definitely,
those, yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
definitely
Rohit.
we will looking for the GDPR and the uh, NABH accreditation certifications for the general data protection of the patients and the doctors, as well as the NABH accreditation certifications, so that users are patients are a bit confident that their data will not be circulated anywhere
See, this is not
unknowingly.
the first thing that we are doing. This has happened. This has been happening, that this type of sensitive data has been stored on many, many platforms on various levels. So if people are somewhere confident that this platform is okay to put their information in, then we can literally duplicate that similar trust here as well. So for example, if NHS can do that, if any kind of USA's organizations can do that, we can do that. So we just need to find out the way to keep it super secure, and obviously GDPR needs to be covered there as well. So yeah, that's that as well.
Okay, so maybe I'll have very few specific questions, in terms of GTM. You talked about this application download. If something like this really happens, how are you thinking of having more and more signups? Like, did you think about it? Like, why should somebody sign up for you?
I have created this previous slide. Let me just see if I can. Social media. Okay, so this is the awareness plan I've.
Shashwati, you're on mute.
So I have created these 3 content pillars: educational, awareness, and product value. Looking for social media because we are looking for younger audience to connect and download the app first. initially. Social media and internet is going to be the easy option for us, and creating content where we are raising awareness of what is happening if you don't have the data stored, that needs to spread out, that knowledge needs to be shared as on the mass level. So then we need to see how many signups are we're gonna get. And from my personal experience, if I spoke to like 10 people, 8 or to 9 of them are facing this problem. So we just need to validate that. We need to see if this is really happening out there, and people can be downloading this even initially to start with, how much money they will be they are willing to take. We can take the feedback on that as well. So this is the only thing I've got. Like, social media and internet is the way to reach out to younger audience, and we'll see.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thank you.
And obviously paid ads also, that on Google's and SEO.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Judy, for the feedback. Now we'll let you guys give the score for the team. Purvi ma'am, do you want to start?
Okay, so I think in a lot of other presentations, the core offering was clear, but the GTM probably, there was no specific positioning. I think you guys explained the whole thing really well, how you want to go about, but the core offering was a problem here. It's not even. I think it has to be thought through a bit more, right? So from that perspective, I would probably rate it as 3. So yeah.
Thank you. Praveen sir,
Thank
would
you.
you like to go next?
Yeah, sure. So personally, I like the idea. There's something need to be worked on this, but I like specifically this idea very good, Rohit and Shashwati. I would say from GTM strategy perspective, I will score this with 2.8.
Thank you.
And Mr. Jagannath sir?
Yeah. So for me, I think since it's a product marketing effort that we're trying to all evaluate each other on, I think while there's a problem identified, I think there's still gaps in terms of what the solution can be, and there are some critical gaps there. So I would rate this at about 3.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the juries for your score. Now we can go forth with the audience poll. Audience, if you want to go ahead, cast your votes for the team, please stand the queue and you can have 20 seconds to do so. Thank you so much, audience. Now let's see the scores that the votes that have gotten for the last team. So it's right in front of you. All right. Thank you so much, Julie, for the feedback and the scores for the team. And thank you, team, for your brilliant presentation. Now we have the final team, which is Shweta, Divya, and Cyril. Guys, whenever you're ready, please let me know. And I'll
Sure. Sure. Saurav?
Is my screen visible?
Not still. Yes, you can slideshow now. Yeah. Good evening, one and all. Today, myself, Divya, Saurav, Shweta, Cyril here to introduce you to the application called FinGrow, a platform built to turn a first-time earners into the confident investors. India is setting a massive investing opportunity, but millions are being left behind. Not less than 10% of Indian households invest in the stock market, even when the income raises. Not because they lack the money, but because the lack of confidence, the trust, and the clarity. Over 75% of the young Indians have never been taught how money works in the stock market. Or when they start earning the good amount, they freeze. They don't know where to begin, whom to trust, and what to choose. And the platforms, yes, that they do exist. They built for the traders, not for the beginners. Apps like Grow, Zerodha, and Upstack assumes the end users have the knowledge. They own users with the chat, jargons, and numbers with complexity, pushing away every audience that needs a help for the most. As a result, millions of people keep their money idle in savings or fixed deposit, missing out on wealth creation. Now, here where it gets interesting. Our target users, Gen Zs and young millennials, who are willing to invest but fear. In fact, over 40% of Indian investors are already under the age of 30, and millions are more to consume the financial content daily on internet and YouTube. But there is a behavior is clear. They fear loss more than they desire the gain. They trust the influences more than the institutions, and they need guidance before the action. This is not a small problem at all. It is a massive market gap. India's self-service investment platform is already 500 million and growing rapidly. Yet only 10 to 20% of the population actively investing today, which means next wave of growth which will not come from the traders. It will come from the hundreds and millions of the first-time investors, and whoever builds the trust for them wins the race. Hence, we are here, come up with a building an application that simplifies investing, educate the users, and replace the fear with the confidence. Because the future of investing in India is not about the tools. It's about making millions of beginners feel ready to start. Saurav, over to you.
Okay. Now, as we went through the problem statement and the kind of numbers that we have from the market, there are entry barriers like any other industry. And since we're talking about financial industry, there has to be some. So we start with the regulations and the compliance cost because if we build a product on financial services in India, we cannot ignore SEBI registration and the other licensing that are required. But apart from that, we also have to deal with the trust because there are incumbent players like Divya mentioned, like Zerodha and Grow, and the customer perception barrier is really high. Apart from that, to build a product in this space, there is a deep technical knowledge that is needed, both on the business side as well as building the models. So there's a significant R&D investment that is required. And last but not the least is basically the proprietary data partnerships that we need to make because to access the day-to-day market data, we need to make integrations or have integrations with financial institutions like NSE, BSE, and any other authoritative platforms. Now, to look at it from the Porter's five forces, three key things that we find is there are rivalry among the competitors because most of them are competing for the same age group. The buyer power is really high because the users doesn't have to think twice before moving to a different application. So the users have zero switching cost. And there are threat of substitutes because we have platforms like YouTube where we get free advice on what to invest, why to invest, and how to invest. We have platforms like GPT, Chat GPT, and other AI platforms, and obviously the traditional advisors, which provides the same advisory but in a different way. Uh, Now, moving forward, we did a brief competitive analysis with the other competitors in the market, and what we found is our key advantage what of our product or where our USP lies is the gamified learning approach. So we are not just or rather, I would say we are not focusing too much on the trading and the investment part. Rather, we are focusing more on teaching what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, and in a more engaging fashion. So the gamified learning experience that we are providing through our platform is something that we are that is setting us apart from the other players in the market. From the segmentation standpoint, we did segmentations on various attributes like geographic, demographic, psychographic, and others. I would like to bring out two major segmentation that we focused on. One is on the geographic part, and the other is demographic. So we would start our product or push this into the market of the tier one cities first. And we would really target our or the target clients for this product is basically the people with the age group of 18 to 40 and an income of 3 lakh to 15 lakhs. So basically, we are saying we are focusing on the investors who are starting to invest and who are not really pro and already knows what needs to be done in this market. The solution that we have for this is basically application which helps the investors to confidently start their financial journey, and through actionable learning investing experiences, right? Now, various features include gamified learning engine. We have the AI-powered investment coach, guided first investment experience, the trust that we provide, the trust first platform that we have, or the design that we are providing through transparent pricing and all of that. We have a social and community growth layer as well, where they can learn and they achieve something, a kind of badge or something that we provide them just to keep them hooked, and so that they can share the same thing on the with the social media platforms. Over to you, Shweta.
Thank you. So let me start with a simple insight, everyone. A lot of people in India want to invest, but don't take the first step, obviously because they feel confused or intimidated. That's where FinGrow comes in. We position ourselves as your first investment coach. That's not a trading app, but a guide. So we simplify everything, build trust through transparency, and help users through personalized recommendation. Next, Saurabh. So how do we actually solve this problem? First, instead of overwhelming users, we give AI-driven recommendation. Second, we're going to make learning engaging through gamified modules, short lessons, rewards, and progress tracking. Third is the entire experience is beginner-friendly, showing only what's needed. And the most important, we build trust by completely being transparent with the users. Next slide. Now, to bring this to our users, we designed a simple but yet powerful growth engine where our awareness brings in, learning builds confidence, and referrals help us scale. Next slide.
Shweta, you have 2 minutes left.
Thank you. I'll just quicken up. So we start at the top with influence-led trust. Instead of big celebrities, we're going to use micro-influencers who will create relatable content, and that will help our users to grow by content, click, install, and begin journey. Second would be once they are inside, the real transformation begins, and we will give them simple 5-minute lessons, earn rewards, bid streaks, so they will gain confidence and make their first guided investment. Next, Saurabh. Finally, we'll turn our users into growth divers. With 100 rupees investment credits for both users, we reduce hesitation and incentivize reference. So overall, FinGrow is not helping people invest. Over to you, Cyril.
Cyril, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so our 2 crore budget is performance-led. 30% goes to performance marketing for direct installs, 20% to influencers, 10% to content and referrals. Every rupee maps to a measurable outcome, which is cost per impression, acquisition, or K factor. So of 100 installs, 40 complete onboarding. This is what we are looking at as our marketing qualified leads. 15 of those make their first investment. That's our sales qualified leads. And the funnel drives 16,000 pro subscribers in year 1, each paying 3,999 a year. So this gives us a 2 crore in and a 6.4 crore out, which is 16,000 pro users at 4,000, like I said, which is like a 3.2x return on marketing spend. And this is what makes FinGrow defensible. Users learn, build confidence, make their first investment, share the milestone, refer friends, who then enter the same loop. So every user compounds the next. It's not just a product, it's a flywheel. Yeah, I think that's all from our end.
All right, thank you. Now we can move ahead to the feedback and questions that the jury might have. So, Purvi, ma'am, would you like to take the lead on this?
I think you guys did a great job. Can you guys hear me okay? Because there's a internet issue right now.
We can hear you.
Okay. You can share the presentation. I think I'm seeing myself too many. Anyways, yeah, great presentation. Good job. You guys have defined it really well. Your core offering.
There's some internet issue, ma'am. We are not able to hear
Pretty
you.
impressive. Divide your budgets from macro to micro strategy. How you plan to, establish trust in the market. Your target group is clear, which is Gen Z, and how you want to gamify it. I think I really like this one thing in one book that my mind really got stuck with was like gamified user experience, because you're talking about the Gen Z experience and really connecting well with Gen Z. So I think overall definitely looks fine to me. The customer journey well explained in terms of funneling the whole process. So my feedback is definitely very positive. I want to double click on one thing you mentioned about um, the referral program that you use. So every user would like become will get you the new customer. So can you help me understand how would you go about this referral program? Would it be like how have you thought about it? Like, would it be coupon based, or it's like how would you derive value out of it? And how would you go about establishing this campaign of having your customer and then having the next set of customer from that particular customer?
So we are thinking to give them 100 investment credits, which is a bare minimum amount, but they can use it, they can see it growing. And this is actually creating a loop, because once the person downloads the app, both the users would gonna get 100.
Is my internet freeze to others as well?
No, I guess. Are you guys able to hear me?
That's good.
Yeah,
Yes,
we can hear you,
Shweta, you're
Shweta. I think it's Purvi's only. So, just coming back to Purvi's question, if you're there, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm there. It just some internet hiccups are happening, but yeah, I think this should
Yeah,
be
so
fine.
we haven't gotten into the technical nitty-gritties of how we'll implement it, but like you said, it'll be a code embedded in the in the form of links or just codes. Like, when you can share a link, it would have a code when it's shared with them. But yeah, I think that would be the way we go forward.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about making your customer and the first 100 customer becomes the most critical. So if you're making your customer the way to lead to the other one, I think that's the best strategy you can think of. So that's why I wanted you guys to double down on that. Like how would you go about this whole
So
thing?
if it's on social media, I believe we can create a way to share it with like some stickers which has a link that would like have the code embedded. I'm just
Yeah, well, the
thinking out
technicality.
loud here, yeah, but we haven't thought about the nitty-gritties of how we'll do it.
Got it. Got it. But yeah, I mean, overall, I definitely have a lot of positive for this particular presentation. You guys are very well thought through. GTM looks fine. The positioning, your key hook that you talk about this platform, and FinServe and FinTech is the way to go. It's a crazy booming industry. So very well done so far. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I go next, please? Because I need to head out.
Yes, please go
Sure.
ahead.
Yeah, so completely agree with Purvi. I think very good presentation, all the effort. I think if I were to look at the first principles of this whole thing that we're trying to do, right, which is product marketing and product thinking in that sense, I think you nailed it because you've established the problem. You had a very good story about why there's a need. You analyze the competition, you figured out a product, how it's differentiated. So you had the first establishment of a why even that product should exist, right? And then obviously you thought through on the segments and the funnel and the whole. I mean, I think as a business plan also, it's very clear that what is it that it will lead to in terms of business as well. So, okay, so I think the 10 minutes were absolutely well utilized, and I think the crystal clear in terms of why and how this whole thing will fly. So from my perspective, I think no particular red flags, absolutely well thought through. Yes, there is huge competition, but there's a huge opportunity as well, right? I think the millennials, or as we speak, the people who are the first early job entrants into the market, I think today have, I mean, if they were to be, I mean, at our time, I mean, in the older times, we never had this many opportunities, right? So, I mean, we still get a lot of myths and a lot of fears about how one should, khali FD kar lo, don't look at stock markets. I know FD is the best way to do. It was a kind of a notion to now we're all dabbling into crypto and all sorts of things, right? So that's a huge shift, and I'm sure the next generation would be even more, I would say, risk taking, not risk taking, but at least be open to evaluating many more. And like the gamification idea, you need to also not make it boring. I mean, nobody has, nobody wants to listen to Gyan on investments and, show charts and technical analysis. So that is all passe, right? You need to make it interesting for them, gamify. I think that all those things were very well nailed. So I would rate this as a 4.5.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And thank you so much for staying. We knew that you had a hard stop.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for staying.
Their connection also gone? Yeah. Hey, guys. Okay. Let me start with just telling, wow, this is what GTM strategy is all meant to be. Kind of simplicity in the way you mentioned it. It shows the complexity you went through in the background, going depth in the understanding. And this is what exactly I was looking for. Yeah. So saying this, I want to challenge with a few questions too, being part of Skillathon we are in. Uh, Give the understanding how the first day looks like launch and what is the different phases you're thinking about in this activity.
Guys, can I take that question?
Sorry, was I audible? Was I audible till the end? I mean, I'm not sure if I froze myself or whatever.
You froze, Jaggi, sir. Yeah. If you want
Did
to
you hear my
repeat.
rating, the last bit of ratings and all?
Yeah.
Yes.
You did? Okay, that's okay. Cool. As long as that's done, I think it's okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Sorry.
rating.
Yeah. Can I take that question, guys?
Sure, Saurabh, you
Yeah,
can.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. So to start with the launch, right? I think launching this platform, we are not going to really jump into the pro subscription at all. To start with, we are going to focus more on the gamified learning experience because that's what we think our USP is. To start with, we will, start with a, premium version where we focus, completely on the gamified learning experience where we say, okay, you learn through this application more and then you implement so that it looks like something which empowers the investors rather than really asking them to invest through our platform. So once they understand the value of investing, they'll automatically come to our platform saying, okay, the next step is to invest, so let's invest through this platform. So that's what we want to start with an idea of pitching this platform as a gamified learning experience to understand what is an investment, what is a market, what is stock market as a whole. And then we move into the next step where they get a chance to invest through this platform. But yeah, the option always stays. So anyone who is already aware of the market, they can anyway go into the next stage and say, okay, I know enough about the market. I know what you're talking about, and let's start investing. So that's what we want to start with.
So the session depth and the flow through the app is something that we'll ensure that is working well for all of the customers first.
Yeah.
How are you thinking about engaging with doing a market penetration more with the activity? I understand you mentioned about a few of the things with digital marketing, social connect. But what else? How the market penetration will be? What is your plan for that?
So one, go ahead.
Yeah. and take part first part of the sort. So how was he engaging the user? That's the most important. Engaging the user with the application, retaining them, making sure we're bonding with them. The first thing is that as an I have faced this issue. Like when I installed, I wanted to invest. I had no clue. As Jaggi sir told, we are in 80s or 90s. We never knew. Nobody gave us the knowledge. Now when I started earning a bit more, I wanted to invest. But when I went and installed the app, I was not able to understand what these numbers are, what the graph states, what these materials are, how exactly I need to invest. No clue. Even if we reach out to the our close circles, they just tell us, okay, you invest in this, though they might be expert or may not be, but we just trust them and invest, and we go end up in loss. Maybe we end up in a gain as well. So we came up with an application where we given to the user. We came up with some games where they do it like a trial and error method. For example, okay, this is a graph, this is how it looks like. Whenever we try to penetrate the market and show them this is how the graphs goes ups and downs, and during this is how the setbacks, and this is how it goes on. And later we are going to give them like to play a few points so that they invest, and they try to see every day how this ups and downs are happening, how smartly I need to invest. They learn through this way. In this way, we are making sure we are engaging the users and giving a knowledge over there when actually when they start investing, before start investing into the product or maybe into the market.
So
Sir,
you
if you want to
meant
conclude.
on app, just one clarification, sorry, Ashwata. So you meant on app engagement only, no?
Really, you're asking me?
Yeah. No, yeah. So with respect to that, I think we've clarified. So one is gamifying through a mock market. So I think
Yeah.
you let the users invest in mock stocks and see how that works. Second is it would have like an interactive screen in which you could like, select on different parts of the screens, maps, information, and like, probably get into a personal chat assistant, talk to a chat assistant regarding like, what exactly is this, how does it work, etc. So yeah, short description.
Yeah.
And also, just would like to add
One
one point. Can I go, sir?
one thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so you also spoke about, Praveen, the market penetration, how we get into the market, because there are a lot of competitors in the app that we spoke about. So we had thought about this first strategy, which would be bite-sized micro influencers. We are not going to a Finster and all, and that is the main platform we'll use, because we have a lot of finance people like Haripatti's one page, which is getting viral nowadays for finance tips and all. So they would be sharing their experiences. That's number one. Second, we'll also be thinking to introduce interactive challenges, like a 5-day investing basic series and all, where users learn and they are also sharing their process. So that will act as a testimonial from real-time users also, and that would become word of mouth, and then that's also growth referral loop where it comes in. So this we are
Got
thinking
it.
to get into terms ahead of market penetration. Saurav, over to you, please.
You covered it well, Shweta. I think that's what I was focusing on. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Right. Because of time, I need to stop, but I really love to talk more in detail. Though, anytime possible later, please connect with me. I would be happy to give some suggestion. Very few things to start with. I just want to say if you can add a virtual money, which they can play it, so that
Yes.
live they can get the income or
Yes.
going down, so that they can play around with that. Right. That's one part of this kind of. If really you are planning to implement this idea about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
So what we were
We
thinking
just need
is,
the investment.
yeah, what we were thinking is not just the virtual money that we were talking about, but also giving them a real time experience about though the money is not real, but the stocks they're investing can be real. So we create a experience where they're investing in real stocks, they invest their money, and then see the result next day, what happens to their investment.
That's
So
sort of the virtual money they will be investing, so that
yes,
virtually this is what they are getting, so they will work
yes,
with that. Yeah. Okay.
yes. And once they get
Thought
confidence, they
about it. That's
can
good.
start. Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you so much for that detailed discussion, Praveen sir, and the rest of you. So I believe Jagannath sir already gave the score to the team. Now that leaves us with Puri ma'am and Praveen sir. So I'm not wrong. Praveen sir, would you like to go ahead and give the team their score?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I would definitely give them 4 out of 5.
Thank you. And Puri ma'am?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry I could not hear his rating. I want to make sure that he's the most conservative one so far.
He's losing his purses now, so he's now given a 4.
Oh, nice. That's nice. I would want to go a bit more. So yeah, 4.2 from my side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I want to tell you guys one thing. I
Yeah.
given a rating as such. Don't think out of 5 because I kept benchmark as 3 in starting. So I need to do relatedly, guys. Okay. Excuse me for that. Next time, as Jaggi sir followed, I'll start with
No,
4
no, no,
so
no.
that I
No.
can play around.
No, but glad. I think unanimously, I think we all have. I probably think we have a clear winner, right? So yeah.
And okay, thank you so much,
Unless
team, and thank you, beloved juries, for your feedback and the score. Now, the final part of the presentation where the audience get to do their part. So, audience, please go and scan the QR given the screen and cast your vote. Thank you so much, audience, for casting your vote. Final scene. Let's see how the vote will go. All right. Now, before we announce the winners for the day, first of all, let me thank all of you for taking the time and effort to present in front of our esteemed jury. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And yes, now before we announce the winner, let me take a quick moment to thank our beloved jury for for this evening, for the effort and the time that they took to share the insights and the valuable feedback to all of the teams. I'm sure going forward as well, they will uh, incorporate all the feedback that is given and reflect upon their brilliant work. So thank you so much, each one of you. Now, I know it's specifically for Jagannath sir, it's a hard stop. It was supposed to be a hard stop at classics. However, before we wind up, I would really love to hear a quick brief about how your experience was for each one of you about today's Skillathon. If Jagannath
I
sir,
can,
you
yeah, I can start. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. I think thanks for the opportunity. Every team, I think, did a phenomenal job. I think um, great effort. Everybody's put in, I'm sure, tireless amount, like a lot of long hours to really do this. Wonderful. So I mean, I also learned a lot from you folks and the inputs that all the other jury members gave. I think I'm sure if you were to really make this into startups, let us know. We would probably love to invest in any of these things. But absolutely wonderful. I loved it and love to be part of these kind of hackathons, which really open up thinking, But that said, my only gyan, if I were to give at this point in time, is basically see all of us, the tendency is to do too many things at the same time. So it is about focusing on one or two things, ensuring how you define the problem, what we call the product market fit. Is there a reason for the product to exist? Are we solving something important? Or are we just being there for the reason of being, right? So therefore, you always need to ask the fundamental basic questions. If you were to see any successful business today, either it's cheaper, faster, better, right? Are we solving any of these things? Are we cheaper? Are we faster? Are we better? If you're not any of these things, if it's just something esoteric, it never will fly, right? So That should be the first principles questions that you need to ask yourself, and then rest all will be very easy. And the moment you take more than 3 sentences to answer why the product needs to exist, you have a problem. You have to be articulate in terms of identifying what you're solving for, why it needs to exist. But otherwise, no, I don't want to give more gyan here. But that said, I think absolutely enjoyed the last 2 hours. Kudos to all the team members. Everybody's a winner here. It's not about the points that you get. It's the effort that goes behind. Loved it, and all the best to all of you. Thank you.
That was a very, very sweet,
So can I check out, please? And I need to head out, please.
absolutely. Just
Thank
before
you,
you,
everyone.
sir,
Thanks,
just
Purvi.
quick,
Thanks, Praveen. So we'll keep in
here
touch.
is a certificate of appreciation for you. Thank you for all the time, sir.
Thanks. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you, Jagannath.
Thanks. And sir, don't stop calling me sir and all. I'm not 100 years old. Call me Jaggi. If you call me anything else, I will not do
Jaggi, I
this.
was just thinking, like, should I just call Jaggi?
Jaggi. Jagannath, I'm like looking at, is there somebody else in the room called Jagannath? Anyways, call me Jaggi and don't have to call me sir. I mean, I'm not 100 years old. Thank you.
Okay,
All the best.
Thank you, Jaggi.
Keep in touch anytime you guys in Bangalore, Purvi, Praveen, let me know. We should catch up. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Let's do that. Thank you.
all right. Well, hoping he accepted the certification of appreciation. So yeah, moving on to Praveen, sir. Praveen, you were to be addressed. So how was your experience for the day?
Yeah. So Arnav, thanks a lot for calling me and invite to hear from such a good learners and implementer. So to be specific, I have been part of the IPL before 2018, as I was mentioning about that all things came out for me, where the Skillathon is all about learning from others and learning, implementing and doing the things as Jaggi just mentioned about, right? It's all implementing the things what we have learned and coming up with the more condensed, abstract way, how much we can. It's always this, right? So many complexity and so much data is there. We all want to showcase everything. But at the end of the day, how much you can abstract at the executive level come up and shows precisely if you go for C funding and all. So it's all about like how much abstract you can keep it. And then through questions it can show up, right? It need a lot of hard work to be specific. Hats off to all of you. You have done a lot of things. Quite of good of learning also. Need to go in forward with that. And that's a continuous process. Even I'm learning as goes going with you all. You all are pioneer in your area, which I know. Coming to GTM specifically, because I've been focusing on GTM strategy. Besides it, there are so many other things was coming in my mind, juggling around to talk, but Aruna has been very specific on time, so I was keeping an eye for that. But most welcome, all of you. I'm happy you can connect me through LinkedIn. I'll be able to connect with you, talk to you more in detail. All this presentation, what you have went through, I'll be happy to connect with you if you want to. And specifically, few of the areas are like this fintech, which I saw it, even the app IoT related application, which I saw it. These all have a good space, but it need to be implemented in the right context. And definitely, if you going with that plan, this will definitely fly in a different way. And it's all about IPL, which I want to say, like with Pinkesh being the first and pioneer on that. When I joined, I learned a lot through him, and he has been a good guru, I would say. He's staying next to state to me, Houston. So it's a great interaction with him to always, whenever I can. So I would really encourage these sort of sessions happen and we all can share together some ideas. Looking forward to it. Take care.
Thank you so much, sir. That was wonderful. And please do accept, certificate of appreciation from IPL side. It's been a pleasure being the host for, all of you today. Now, Puri ma'am, would you like to share a quick brief about how your experience was?
Yeah, sure. So first and foremost, thank you so much, Aruna, for you and your team, everybody to invite us, get us all together, conduct something like this online, have so much ideas to hear from. So this is definitely a great effort from you and your team and every participant here. Was super thrilled and excited, to do this with Mr. Jaggi and also Mr. Raveen. A total pleasure. And yes, I mean, a lot of good ideas, here, and it was very good to hear from everyone, different business plans, and how do they go ahead and have this GTM strategy in place. Maybe one thing, institute perspective also, if you can think through that whenever any any groups or students put forth their project, I think it's very important to do a feasibility study. Have they have certain data points? If there's an existing market, okay, agreed. But then if there's a new idea, if there's a feasibility study that's being done, if there are certain data points or a survey which is being conducted, which is being done, just not a secondary research. So I think that really helps anybody become very, very clear about the core offering and also kind of validate the hypothesis before really building all the GTM strategy and putting all the hard work. So I think that is very good, and if this point can be taken, would only be a plus plus. But overall, great effort. Totally was impressed. Brilliant job in putting the presentation together. We all are learning together in this process. So thank you so much. And I've added my coordinates. Anybody want to talk or discuss anything or any kind of mentorship, I mean, just let me know. Would love to kind of connect with you guys. And yeah, let's stay connected. And great job, everyone.
That was wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so much. And again, I would like to, hand over your certificate of appreciation as well. Once again, I thank both of you. Jagannath is not here. I thank both of you for all the, insight that you've given them and being so, so real and sharing it from a very personal point of view. And I'm sure the feedback that you've given them is very much appreciated by all of them. So on behalf of everyone at IPL as well as the cohort, the participants, I once again thank you so much. Now, yes, let's move forward to the most exciting part of the day, announcing the winner. Now, before I announce the Skillathon winner, any quick guesses who it's going to be from the participants? You can put the name in the chat box as well if you want. No guesses, really? I thought it was clear. It was a clear win. But okay, yes. Before we announce the winner, just one more quick thing. The Skillathon winner gets a voucher of 1,000. And here we have the winner for today's Go-to-Market Skillathon. Congratulations, Sweta, Divya, Cyril, and Saurabh.
Whoa, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
great job, guys.
So,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any short is it an echo? Sorry. Okay. Any quick word or anything to say from the winning team, winners?
Yeah, definitely. I am really thankful for this opportunity from IPL and also for the jury and giving up their time and giving specific feedbacks that really helped us molding the journey. And I would also like to thank my teammate as well. Without all of them, I don't think this would be possible. And thank you, Aruna, for facilitating this so well. Thank you, everyone.
I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who here, especially the jury, taking out your time and giving us such a valuable feedback and giving us such a confidence that yes, we can also, implement in a better way. Thanks for all your inputs, which is indeed going to help us out and framing it in a better way. Thank you so much for organizing this particular skillathon from the IPL side. Thanks, Aruna, for making this particular event a successful one. Thanks to jury and thanks to everyone. And at last, I just cannot leave thanking my team who's always been, whenever we sit for a discussion, it's all like, we go, everyone will be, thoughts will be in every one corner suggesting. Finally, we end up, everyone is aligning in the same page. That's a great thing. I like to thank each and everyone in my team. Thank you so much.
Cyril and Saurabh, any word from you guys?
I would just say thank you, a big, big thank you to everyone. To be honest, I didn't thought I would be part of the Skillathon today because I had some other personal commitments, but the team made it possible. We connected yesterday, day before yesterday, and they were really flexible. And I think and thank you everyone. Thank you, juries, for your feedback. Thank you, Aruna, for you know, you know, really having this session and making us feel comfortable. Uh, One thing I would like to say is, though it is a Skillathon project for us, but this is something that I'm working on since last 2 months, and this is something information for my teammates as well. Not the entire product, but a portion of it. I have some of my development groups that I'm working with, and let's see where it goes. But yeah, I personally think there's a lot of value to this idea, to this market. Being from the fintech space since last 11 years, I know how challenging it would be to release a product in this space. But I think the Skillathon, the feedback from the juries, boosted up my confidence. So yeah, thank you everyone.
Yeah, I just like to say that it's good to feel validated through such events, and this has really done that for us. And thanks to the jury and IPL for setting it up. That's all. Thanks.
That was short and sweet. Thank you to all the team members, and thank you once again to the jury. So yes, with that, we have officially come to the end of today's Go-to-Market Skillathon. I once again thank each and every one of you for taking your time and the effort that you've shown to be a part of this event and making it a success. So that's it. That's a wrap. And once again, thank you, Judy. I hope I get to stay connected with all of you. I have noted down your coordinates, ma'am. I'll definitely stay in touch with you. So yes, thank you so much, everyone. Have a brilliant weekend ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Once again, great job. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Purvi. Thank
Yeah,
you
Yes,
all.
take care,
Thank
everyone.
you.
thanks,
So we
Auntie.
would
Thank you.
love to connect with you.
Yeah. So I'm on LinkedIn. Do you want me to add my LinkedIn profile as well? I can just edit
Definitely.
your.
Sure.
Yeah.